Namaste all. I'm sorry I didn't post yesterday. I wasn't well, so I avoided cameras of all kinds yesterday. I did want to do like a book review, but I'm kind of not with it this morning. But what I will say is anyone who's interested in anything to start off in Buddhism, especially if you come from a monotheistic background, Christian especially, Living Buddha and Living Christ by Thich Nhat Hanh, who is a Vietnamese Zen Buddhist. He's brilliant. The book is great. It's written for the everyday person, and especially for those who are new to Buddhism, who aren't familiar with any of the terms or the teachings. And it's a nice change because a lot of Buddhist books are very dry, very in-depth and can be a bit confusing. I found that when I first started out, and even now sometimes when I refer to some of the books, they are just so dry and scholarly, and especially if they're dealing with Pali or Sanskrit, they can get too in-depth, I think, into the meaning of the words, and you lose the gist of the sutta you're studying. So that's just my tip there. That's a fantastic book. I'll go more into that later on. I want to actually start doing book reviews and giving my 2 cents worth as a not quite there Buddhist, as a lay Buddhist, as an average person, I guess. Yeah, so I'll start that off a bit later. I just wanted to sort of touch base with everyone and say hello, sort of give my thoughts on a few things that have happened. Over the weekend, I've done a lot of thinking about how I react to certain things, especially situations that can get a bit tense or conflicted. I'm actually not really comfortable with dealing with people arguing or debating or disagreeing intensely in front of me. I didn't realize that would be an issue for me, because I really have no problem giving my 2 cents worth. Although I do like to clarify why I have an opinion, and I do try and see both sides. Friday night, we had a wonderful family dinner, and then my father and my daughter got into it. Well, they didn't really get into it. My father pushed my daughter's buttons, and I couldn't handle it. So in the end, I dropped a few 4-letter words and went out and started to do my washing. And I was out there doing my washing thinking, I can't believe this is a disaster, and so on. And you know, the tape started playing. Oh my God, this is a nightmare, whatever. And I sat there and I got very, very upset. And I was on the verge of tears, and I thought, well, hang on a minute. This is exactly what happens every time, and it doesn't, you know, me reacting like this doesn't improve the situation. So I have to change that tape. So I went back inside and I sat down, and my mum's cousin, who I get on really, really well with, she just looked at me and she's like, have another drink, it'll be all right. She was very calming influence, so thank you for that. And I continued to sort of sit there, and I continued to have a few drinks and listen. And then we finally managed to change the subject, which was good, and things sort of settled down. Over the weekend, I reflected on that, and I thought, well, even though I didn't engage in the discussion when it turned a bit heated between my daughter and I didn't practice right speech, because I actually swore like a trooper and walked out. So that wasn't really cool. That wasn't right action either. So I sort of thought about it and thought, well, I have to try and remove myself from situations like that before it gets bad. But what happens when I'm in a situation where I cannot physically remove myself, like at work, for example? Nothing's happened, but if it does happen, what do I do then? So I started doing a lot of thinking about it, and I thought, well, I need to put in place some fail-safes to make sure that I don't do that, which is still a work in progress. I've done a lot of meditation over the weekend and last night, which has helped a great deal. Yesterday, I managed to get into a sort of Zen moment at work and carry that through, where I just was in the moment but not of it, and did my work and managed to get everything sorted without it affecting me or without even dwelling on it, which is really what I need to do, especially in my line of work. So that's good. That's a plus. Apart from that, I haven't really got anything else to share today because I wasn't very well yesterday either, which I think helped me get into my Zen mode. And I'm really tired this morning, so I want to try and have another day like that, where I'm just sitting there doing nothing but my work and going home in a perfectly good frame of mind. So that's what I'm aiming for. That's my aim today. I hope you all have a wonderful day, as calm and relaxed as the one I'm aiming to have and the one I had yesterday. So I wish you all well. Take care of yourselves. Be good. Be kind. Namaste.